Hello, guys and gals. And my voice is getting kind of, well, because I've basically just did books 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and now we're doing this arc 3 thing. So anyways, this is going to be the complete third arc, all the spoilers included, and yeah, no time like the present to go over this. Literally, 2,000 years ago, Clearsight flew across the ocean during a storm, using her foresight to know where to go. She ended up basically making a map, drawing a map, and then sealing it in the Book of Clearsight, because she knew it would come in handy in the future, which it does. Anyways, she warns the dragons there, the beetle wings and the leaf wings, that there's a big storm coming, and that if they don't get out of there, a lot of dragons are going to die. So, anyways, they heed her advice, and eventually she starts a family there, and it starts an entire new tribe. So, beetle wings became silk wings, and leaf wings stayed leaf wings, I guess. And then the hive wings showed up, and so yeah. Anyways, the hive wings used the Book of Clearsight. They weaponized it, claiming that there were prophecies in there about who would be the next queen and stuff like that, which turned out to be lies, because it was just a ruse. The only thing in the Book of Clearsight was some really kind words, some predictions, and there were no modern predictions to a certain extent. And so, yeah. But how do we know this? Well, what we do is we have Blue. Blue is a silkwing without wings, and his sister Luna. Now, Blue's father is actually, I think, named Admiral, and is Flame Silk, and he's allowed to go out every so often because they need to make more Flame Silks. Some more Flame Silk silkwings, because Flame Silk is a very valuable commodity. Flame Silk is flammable. Basically, it is fire, and none of the dragons on the continent of Pantala basically have fire. They can't breathe fire or anything like that. But flame silks do have a form of fiery silk that can burn. Basically. They also have a version of it that doesn't burn, but that like glows, kind of like those glow sticks, But anyways, they use the actual hot flame silk in the lamps and stuff. Anyways, so Admiral's allowed to go visit his his wife, his partner, and so Luna and Blue were born. Now, yeah. Anyways, on Luna's last day, well, we found out in the end of the last book, at the end of book 10, that Luna washed up on the shore of Pyria, on Jaboa the Third's beach. So yeah, she washed up there because well, we'll get into that. So this book technically happened prior to the events of book 10, because this was, yeah. Anyways, Luna still has just her wing buds, because she doesn't have wings yet. She hasn't gone through the metamorphosis. So anyways, on that day, she wants to do things her way, and so they go to a sweet shop. Now, the person there is a hive wing, and hive wings don't really get along with silk wings because, well, they're considered second-class citizens, and they're like slaves. So, yeah. The hive wings see themselves as being superior to the silk wings. There was a war. I'm not exactly sure how long ago, but as far as anybody knows, all the leaf wings were wiped out during the war, along with all the trees, and the silk wings were led to believe that their servitude was like saving them or something. So, anyways, yeah. So, anyways, Luna wants some honey drops, but the um, the person who owns the shop doesn't want to sell to a silkwing, especially when Lady Scarab was there. Lady Scarab is like royalty, and so so yeah. Anyways, Lady Scarab plays a role later on in the book. Whether it's this book or not, I don't even remember. But anyways, they do eventually get their honey drops and they leave. Um, Blue has a unique view, and he's able to see things through the eyes of other dragons. So he doesn't even realize that the silk wings are actually being subjugated or anything like that. He likes to see the best in people, in dragons. So, anyways, it gets time for Luna to go to the hatchery or whatever it is, where the metamorphosis is supposed to take place. But it's different because there's all these guards, and usually there's like only one or two guards, but there's like lots of guards there. So something's up. And Swordtail's there too. Swordtail is like, well, basically in love with Luna. And so, yeah. Anyways, Luna's cocoon, like, it's obvious she's a flame silk because her cocoon like burst into flames, and so yeah, the guards they take her cocoon away, and Swordtail buys time, and Io, maybe it's pronounced Io, it's like the planet Io, the letters I and O, helps Blue to escape as well. However, Io is captured, and Blue finds is saved by Cricket. Now, Queen Wasp has the ability to basically control the mind of all of her subjects. An entire hive's worth, or several hives worth of dragons, if she so desired. But Cricket helps Blue to escape, and Cricket isn't affected by the mind control, and nobody really knows why. But anyways, so yeah, Cricket helps Blue escape, and they become friends. Cricket is a hive wing, so that's kind of strange. They talk a little bit about the chrysalis, but yeah. Anyways, Blue suggests that they go rescue Swordtail because Swordtail can help them find Luna, and so yeah, that's what they do. Swordtail is in misbehavior's way or something like that. The hive wings have a toxin that can basically paralyze a dragon, and so yeah, using science, they're able to not only free Swordtail from the toxin that had him paralyzed, but also a toxin that, or a compound that gave him like superhuman strength, and he's able to cut a hole through the side of the side of the hive, and then they fly away. So it is Cricket, Swordtail, and Blue. So they find a sinkhole, a really really deep sinkhole actually, in the savannah, and so that's where they hide during the day because there's patrols going over 24/7 because Queen Wasp is still trying to find Blue, and she hasn't given up yet. So while they're down there, they do find a scavenger, what Cricket refers to as a reading monkey, which we, as the readers, know are humans. So yeah, and she's fascinated by the reading monkeys. Didn't realize that that the scavengers were like smart enough to read, much less make books, stuff like that. But anyways, they decide that they need to go to Wasp Hive. No, wait. Well, they need to go to Queen Wasp's hive because that's probably where they took Luna. So they yeah, they end up in one of the greenhouses because Queen Wasp has all these greenhouses set up that have all these different plants. And the one they hide in says, "Do not enter under orders of the Queen," or something like that. And in it, they find some leaf wings. And so they get captured by these leaf wings. There are three of them. It's I believe it's a mother, father, and a daughter. The daughter being Sundew. Um, and so yeah, they are coerced into stealing the Book of Clearsight from the library. Sundew is very adept at incapacitating enemies, um, very adept at combat and fighting. And so, yeah, they have to leave Swordtail behind, I believe. Yeah, they leave Swordtail behind as leverage. And they force Cricket and Blue to go steal the Book of Clearsight with Sundew. Um, anyways, they do find out that Queen Wasp feels everything that any of her subjects feel. So when they get to the library, um, they do. I think they break the librarian's arm or something. It's something really graphic, but it causes Queen Wasp to leave the librarian's head, and Cricket realizes that that's something that she always wanted to do, is be, to be like the librarian there. But then she realized that Queen Wasp is always inside the librarian's head, and it's a thought that terrifies her. Anyways, they do manage to steal the Book of Clearsight. When they read through it, they realize that there really isn't any prophecy in it at all, or any that's still poignant, and that yeah, it was basically just a lie. Now, Blue gets captured, but Cricket and Sundew are able to escape. Blue gets captured and sent to this cave with all the flame silks, and he meets his father. And Blue's father is glad to see him, and that's also where Luna's cocoon is, and it's only going to be like a day or two until Luna hatches, or is due to hatch, with her new wings. So, anyways, Blue finds out all that he can about the flame silks, and that basically they spend their days just basically taking turns spinning flame silk, which sounds pretty boring, actually. Anyways, eventually Luna does hatch out of the cocoon with her new wings, and it's soon after that Sundew and Cricket and Swordtail manage to find Blue and Luna, and they try to encourage their father to leave, but he doesn't want to. So Blue and Luna escape from the flame silk cave, and they find a secluded cave, and then it's Blue's turn to enter his metamorphosis so he can get his wings. While that happens, though, Luna, Swordtail, and Sundew fight off some hive wings that are hovering around outside. It's during this time that Luna uses her flame silk, but it's kind of like a parachute effect, and it blows her all the way across to Pyria, and she washes up on the beach on Jerboa the Third's beach. And so yeah, Cricket and Sundew, well, Cricket at least stays next to Blue while he undergoes his week long or so metamorphosis. And so yeah, that takes us to the next book. That takes us to the Hive Queen. Now, this book is all about Cricket. And Cricket and Sundew, Blue and Swordtail, trying to figure out um, how Queen Wasp is able to mind control all of her subjects. So, anyways, um, book starts with Queen Wasp. No, sorry. Yeah, Queen Wasp is still looking for Blue. But anyways, let's start with Cricket. Cricket stays next to Blue, and Sundew and Swordtail are out looking for Luna, but they don't find her because she's, we know she's across the sea, but they keep looking for her. Anyways, Blue eventually does hatch out of his metamorphosis with his new wings. They go to Jewel Hive, I believe it is, because that's kind of like the center of commerce. And it's also where Cricket's mom lives. Now, Cricket's mother, I use the term air quotes mother, because Cricket has an interesting family dynamic. Cricket's mother, they kind of broke up. The father and mother kind of broke up, and her quote unquote mother never really treated her very nice. And there's a good reason for that, and we get into that later in the book. It goes into the dynamic. She has a sister named Katydid, and so yeah. Anyways, so they're in Jewel Hive, and they wore disguises. It's kind of the funny part, and they want to intercept the chrysalis so they can maybe see about finding a way, see if they know anything about how to beat Queen Wasp. But they only find a very few members of the chrysalis there, and so yeah, eventually they are found out, and they hide in the book drop basically until the Queen's soldiers leave. Anyways, they hide, Swordtail, Blue, Sundew, and Cricket. They hide in this old water tower where she used to hide as a girl, as a young dragon. And she sees she sees what she thinks is maybe a robbery or something going on at her mom's house. So she goes to investigate and realizes that's Katydid. And it's to get rid of some evidence so that Cricket's identity is safe, basically, because of pictures that she's drawn or something that could link her back and stuff like that. She also finds out that Katydid isn't actually her sister. That Katydid is actually her mother, and that's kind of strange, actually, as to why they would keep that a secret. But yeah. Anyways, they well, Cricket does want to make a difference, so she starts painting. Like the Book of Clear Sight, like down with Queen Wasp. She paints all these things and even makes flyers and stuff and slides under doors and stuff like that. But she gets caught and sent to the dungeon. Now it's also discovered that Queen Wasp will be there pretty soon. but with the help of not only Lady Scarab but also Lady Jewel, um, she manages to escape. Cricket manages to escape, and she hides in the hatchery because um, she wants to see exactly what Queen Wasp does to the eggs and see if that has something to do with the mind control. Anyways, so she waits and waits and waits, and she finds an egg that that says orphan, or that's an abandoned egg, and so she takes it. Anyways, Queen Wasp manages to well, she's really upset because she wasn't able to find Cricket, but that's fine. Anyways, she watches Queen Wasp and sees that that she stings the eggs with her tail, with her little tail spike. Um, and she also notices that then she makes like a mark on the egg, and that most of the eggs have like the two little marks on it, but that the egg that she's holding only has one mark. Um, and that's when she realizes that that her egg, Cricket's egg, only had one mark also because it wasn't in the incubator for as long as everybody else, because she was kind of, hatched in private. So anyway, that kind of explains. So she does figure out how Queen Wasp is able to inject it. Plus, in the broken eggshell, there's the smell of what is called the breath of evil. Um, anyways, so with that in mind, she goes and she finds the others, Sundew, Swordtail, and Blue. Um, anyways, they see on the horizon all this fire and realize that they're too late, that even though they know how Queen Wasp controls her subjects, the Leafwings still went through with their plan to burn down Bloodworm Hive. And so, Queen Wasp isn't going to be very happy about that. Also, what they do is they go back to the greenhouse and they burn all of the breath of evil that was in that greenhouse. But they know that can't nearly be all of it. But it does make a dent anyways. And so, yeah. With that, they make their way to the poison jungle. Sundew leads the way, and in the process, the orphan egg that Cricket has hatches, and they name the child Bumblebee. And so, yeah. On to the next book. On to the poison jungle. Now, we find a lot of lore about the poison jungle. Well, no, about Sundew. Ack. Too much talking. I'm not sure I even have any water up here. Oh, great. Well, maybe I do. Anyways, while I look for water, I will try and... good, I got lots of water. I'll try and paraphrase the journey there. They literally take one or two steps into the poison jungle, and Swordtail gets eaten. It's supposed to be like a hilarious thing, but you see, Sundew has the ability to talk to plants, and so yeah. Yeah, and she can also make plants grow real good. But anyways, Swordtail is okay though, because they do manage to get him out. But yeah, it's a very dangerous place. Now, also Tsunami and Turtle, the Sea Wings, they swam over from Pyria, and they ended up entering the poison jungle, and they are saved from a giant snake or something that tried to eat them. But anyways, so they're prisoners to the Leafwings again, which, given that Tsunami, you basically expect her to always be a prisoner to somebody. But anyways, be just a second to get a drink. One thing to mention is that there are two tribes of Leafwings. One that Sundew is from, and they're all named after dangerous plants like hemlock and yeah, Nightshade and stuff like that. And then there's also this other tribe of Leafwings that they're more into peace. Um, the tribe that Sundew is from want to take the war to Queen Wasp, but there's the peace loving ones. Now, this is where we get into another one of the few um, um, gay relationships that's in the story, and that is Willow and Sundew. It's a beautiful relationship too. The funny thing is, it all started with a frog. Um, Basically, Sundew had something. Anyways, this frog ended up stealing this thing from Sundew, and so Sundew basically chased after the frog and ended up meeting Willow, and they hit it off really well. Um, it's also why she keeps a jeweled frog in one of her pouches. Um, they would put it, or she would put it someplace, and then Willow would come and know that Sundew was there. Anyways, so there's that. Also, the village where Sundew lives is basically was built or created using Sundew's leaf speak, basically causing it to grow. Um, Anyways, after everybody gets situated, um, the Leafwings didn't take too kindly to outsiders, much less a Hivewing being in their village. But um, anyways, after that all got settled, Sundew went to meet Willow, out by the lake, and Queen Sequoia was there, and so thought that it was necessary to basically know everything that happened. So um, they found their way to the other Leafwing settlement, just Sundew and Willow, and so they meet Hazel. Now Hazel is really into books, binding books, and stuff like that, which really comes in handy later on in this book. The knowledge of books does come in handy. Queen Sequoia is Queen Hazel is Hazel is the next in line for queenship after Sequoia, which is also really important too. Now, when they brought the plant or the seed from the plant, the breath of evil, and they were curious about it, and nobody seemed to know anything about the plant, but Queen Sequoia did, and so it was kind of their fault that Queen Wasp. The problem was with Queen Wasp. They tried to use the Breath of Evil to control Queen Wasp, but they didn't quite do it right. So Queen Wasp ended up with being able to mind control everybody, and so everything fell apart. But anyways, their plan was to find a dragon named Hawthorne. Hawthorne basically discovered the Breath of Evil early on, and so they need to find him. And it's kind of a treacherous journey. Cricket, let's see, Cricket, Bumblebee, yeah, Sundew, and two other people from Sundew's tribe is with them too. Anyways, the funny thing is, Sundew was supposed to marry this one dragon, and that didn't quite work out. But anyways, they go through a lot of trials and tribulations to find Hawthorne. And Hawthorne is able to control these Dragonbite Vipers. Now, if you remember from the first arc, the very first arc. Um, the Dragonbite Viper is very, very toxic to dragons, but Hawthorne seems to be able to like mind control him. So that's kind of sus. He does have this carved chest that has these dried things in it, and he's like, well, to counteract the breath of evil, you need to burn those. So they're like, okay, come with us. So Hawthorne does follow them back, and so yeah. Anyways, I should mention that all the while, all of Queen Wasp's forces are like surrounding the burning, the poison jungle, just getting ready to attack, and so yeah, Swordtail and Blue are like on the front lines, getting ready to burn these things, and meanwhile, Cricket, Sundew, and Willow, maybe some of the others too, they confront Hawthorne, and Hawthorne is like being mind controlled by a force that's even more evil than Queen Wasp, and so yeah, and Willow basically, excuse me, Willow basically Willow manages to save the day there because the breath of evil was like strangling Cricket, but using a thorn, Willow was able to unalive Hawthorne, which basically stops the breath of evil from spreading for just a very short amount of time. The problem is that burning the the dried things that Hawthorne had was just basically spreading the influence of the breath of evil. So the only option is to run away. So basically, with that in mind, Hazel and all the remaining leaf wings, all the silk wings that they can grab, and everything, all headed towards across the sea to Superior. Anyways, but how did they know where to go? Well, Clearsight made a map and hid it in the Book of Clearsight, and because Hazel had knowledge of bookbinding and thought it was kind of strange that the book was made this way, found the map, and Turtle made a copy of it and gave it to I think it was Io actually. Io stayed behind, or Eo, and so yeah, in order to maybe save more, to go to all the different tribes to basically help them escape. They leave behind Swordtail and Blue, sadly, and they just retreat because that's all they can do, because the breath of evil is just way too strong. And the breath of evil also becomes known as the other mind, because it takes over your mind with the other mind. Now, anyways, so basically the good guys suffer a severe loss here and they retreat. So that takes us to book number 14. That takes us to book number 14. Excuse me. Book number 14, The Dangerous Gift. Now, this is probably my favorite book of the entire Wings of Fire franchise. When it comes to extreme character development, this is probably one of the most extreme. First, I was skeptical because, well, I mean, it's an Ice-Wing. It's an Ice-Wing queen, actually. And not a very friendly one at that. It's an Ice-Wing queen that hates Night-Wings and isn't very friendly and has headaches and, Anyways, also was very paranoid. So when the scouts say that there's a lot of dragons, then they don't seem to be from around here. That kind of gets Snowfall. That kind of gets Snowfall all ruffled and kind of more paranoid than ever. So, she goes down to the she does what any Icewing would do, goes down to the Animus Touched treasury that isn't supposed to exist, and stocks up with items that she thinks will be useful, just in case they try to invade the Ice Kingdom. She is the heir to Glacier, who was Queen Glacier was killed by Darkstalker's plague. So she was next in line, and she really wasn't ready to be queen. Now there was a ring down in the treasury, and so she put it on because it said something like insight or something like that. And she thought, well, maybe some insight would come in handy. Now when she put the ring on, she couldn't get it off. And so she's like, well, hey, that's weird. Anyways, she started having visions. Like when she'd sleep, she would have dreams, but she would be inside the bodies of different dragons. And so us as the reader, we would see what was happening over in Pantala. And in a way, it also taught her humility and compassion. But you have to wonder why she has such a hatred for Nightwings. And the answer is, we might as well go over the answer right now. The answer is, well, there's this crown that Queen Diamond enchanted. And apparently, it's enchanted to make whoever wears it hate Nightwings. So it wasn't exactly her fault that she was hating Nightwings. It was because she was wearing an Animus Touched crown. So, yeah. So there's that. Anyways, the first thing, okay, there's also Lynx. Lynx is like her second in command. And Lynx is like level-headed and basically keeps Snowfall in line. And all that. But anyways, so, eventually, they do take a trip, Lynx and Snowfall, and some of the guards, like 4 of the guards, I think, and they do go to Jerboa's Beach, which is where all the dragons from Pantala are setting up. And from there, she's also skeptical because Tsunami and Turtle were with them, and she really doesn't like the Dragonettes of Destiny. So, anyways, the goal is for the dragons to temporarily settle at Sanctuary, which is basically a settlement, a dragon settlement for half-breeds. And because basically being a half-breed basically excludes you from either tribe that you're part of. Apparently. So anyways, while there, Snowfall discovers, this other dragon that was maybe supposed to be queen. I forget what her name is. But anyways, it turns out that she didn't want to be queen anyways because she wanted to be with a Mudwing or something like that. That the Mudwing and this Icewing were in love. So there's that. Now, okay. Winter is there also. We all remember Winter. Winter is obsessed with scavengers and their intelligence and stuff like that. And so he's built an enclosure for like scavengers so he can observe them and stuff like that. Anyways, while Winter is away, this weird dragon shows up. Now, if you've read the I haven't read it yet, but Dragon Slayer. If you read Dragon Slayer, I think Sky makes an appearance in there too. But we meet Sky. Now, who is Sky? Well, if you remember, Kestrel had an egg that had two kids in it, and one had too much fire and one didn't have enough fire or something like that. So Peril was one of them, and Scarlet made Kestrel choose. She could either throw one of the children over the edge, or both of them would die. So she threw one of them over the edge, the one without fire, and she tried to save Kestrel, but Kestrel had the fire scales and ended up burning Kestrel's hands. But so anyways, Sky survived, which is kind of sad that Kestrel didn't survive, because Kestrel probably would have been thrilled to know that both of her children survived. Anyways, so we meet Sky. Now, Sky is able to speak human and dragon both, because Sky was raised by humans. Apparently, Ren, the human, ended up finding baby Sky in some kind of bush or something like that, after getting thrown over the edge. So, there's that. And they can translate. So, Sky can translate for humans, So, anyways, it's really, really fascinating. Anyways, all the queens show up from the 10. Is it 10 tribes? I think it's 10 tribes. Wait. Sky, mud, sea. Sky, mud, sea. Ice, sand. I don't know. There's quite a few dragon tribes. I think there's 7 actually. So it'd be 10 tribes total. Something like that. Anyways, all the queens show up. Of course, the Night Wings are governed by the Rainwing Queen Glory. So the queens all get together and they try to decide what to do about the Breath of Evil, and what to do about the dragons that are suffering over in Pantala. Now, all this time, Snowfall, Queen Snowfall, has been having these visions of things that are happening over in Pantala. And so, yeah, she speaks on behalf of, going over there, or sending a very small army over there, a representative from each of the tribes. And so, yeah, it's settled that, so they don't put a bunch of dragons into danger, they're just going to send one representative from each tribe. So let's see if I can remember all these. The Mudwings send a Mudwing. I think his name is Bullfrog. Well, I think. Mudwing characters are never really developed very well. So, it's a Mudwing. Kind of comic relief or something. Oh, no. Anyways, so the Mudwings send Bullfrog. The Skywings send Sky and Ren. It's also after this that the Scavengers are declared, their own race, and that dragons aren't supposed to eat scavengers anymore or something like that. But anyways, so yeah, the Skywings send Sky. The Nightwings send Moon. The Rainwings send Pineapple. And we don't really know much about Pineapple until book 15, which is the next book. The Icewings send Lynx. The Sandwings send Kibley. Of course, the Hivewings send Cricket. The Leafwings send Sundew. And the Silkwings send Luna, I believe. So, yeah, I probably forgot somebody. No, the Sea Wings send Tsunami. So of course you know Tsunami's going to get captured because anytime Tsunami's in a book, she gets captured. Anyways, um, yeah. So they've all settled on this. Now, Snowfall does give Sundew these magical bracelets that can turn dragons invisible, and so they can travel silently, and get across the sea. Anyways, and so they can have stealth. But anyways, and as one last thing, we find out. Well, Snowfall asks the ring, which was enchanted by, I think her name was Iris, something like that. That doesn't sound quite right, but anyways, the ring was animus touched by a dragon, and so she asks what's wrong with the magic, and we finally learn the story of Jerboa. Now, the Jerboa that currently exists is Jerboa the Third, and Jerboa has existed for a lot longer than even Night Stalker, I believe. I mean, um, and so Jerboa's existed for thousands and thousands of years, way older than Darkstalker even. So, anyways, um, yeah. So as she gets older, and she's immortal, by the way, using her animus magic, she did become immortal. Jerboa wanted to have an offspring. So she kind of experimented with creating different ones. And then anytime it did anything wrong, then she would rewrite or, like redo. So Jerboa, the original Jerboa, eventually lost her humanity, I would say, or her, compassion, stuff like that. Kind of became twisted and old. And so nobody really knows what happened to Jerboa the Second. I don't think that it was ever really specified what happened to Jerboa the Second. Jerboa the Third, though, eventually did manage to freeze Jerboa the First in a block of ice, and so the first Jerboa is presumed dead. She ended up burying that particular Jerboa underneath the hut, and basically making that area like a beacon. Anytime she got teleported away, then she would be automatically be teleported back, and that comes into play with Darkstalker. When Darkstalker summoned all the Animus dragons in all of, well, Pyria, then Jerboa was there for a second, but was able to teleport away because she had a fast travel point, basically. Anyways, but something kind of cruel happened too. Jerboa the First had enchanted it so that Jerboa the Third, anytime Jerboa the Third would cast Animus Magic, then she'd lose parts of her body. So basically, eventually, she had an Animus spell that broke, that negated all current Animus dragons, so they couldn't use magic, including herself, and she revoked her own immortality. I think that was a spell that actually caused her to lose her tail. The magic was meant to basically... it's kind of cruel magic, actually, because the magic itself was meant to cut pieces off of her, and then she was meant to bleed to death or something. which was kind of tragic. But anyway, so Jerboa the Third was responsible for animus magic not working anymore. So the only way that animus magic would currently work would be if there was a new generation of animus dragons. Because yeah. Anyways, um, also when Snowfall went back to the Ice Kingdom, um, she did a lot of changes. You know, the Great Cliff or whatever it was, you know, that would keep any intruders out of the Ice Kingdom. Well, she kind of broke that, and so that was gone. You know, the Gift of Order, the big wall that has everybody's names listed. Well, she kind of broke that too, and the crown that made made Ice Wings hate Night Wings. She broke that too. So, 180-degree change. So she became a nice dragon. Very, very cool. But anyways, yeah, that takes us to book 15. And we are back. This is book 15, The Flames of Hope. Now, this book I can basically summarize. A lot happens, and I mean, there's chapters upon chapters of lore dump, which is perfectly fine. If you're at all interested in the Scorching, then I recommend you read this book because it goes into great detail about what happened during the Scorching. But we're not to that point yet. So let's go over this. So what we have is 10 dragons. I believe it was 10. 3, 7. I think it was 10 total, if I remember right. Anyways, they are crossing the sea to get to Pentala, and so yeah. Kibble is like teasing Bullfrog every so often because Bullfrog is like super serious and stuff like that, and so yeah. And Pineapple's always really tired because he's used to sun time and stuff like that. So, anyways, they get to an island, and they're getting ready to land. Actually, they haven't activated the bracelets yet, because there's no need to, because it isn't likely that they're going to find any dragons out this far. But anyways, several of them land. The dragons land, and then there's a scuffle, and they find out that, well, there are actually dragons down there, hive wings, and even a silkwing. What's dangerous is that the silkwings have these feelers, these antennae that can detect movement and sound. So that makes it especially dangerous. Anyways, the ones that are invisible stay invisible, but several dragons get captured, including Moon, Kibble, Pineapple, and Tsunami. Maybe a few of the other ones too. I think there's like 4 that got 4. I think there was either 3 or 4 that got captured by the hive wings. The others got left behind. Like the hive wing and the silkwing, they get left behind, I think. But Cricket feels bad about just leaving them there to die, so she writes them a map, in the sand, and so yeah. So when they wake up, they're able to get back, which comes in handy later. But anyways, their goal is to find the abyss. There's a place underground, and they plan on using Sky and Rin, well, Rin especially, to talk to the humans to find out where the abyss is. So anyways, this is all from Luna's perspective. So Luna, Bullfrog, well, I think it was like Sundew and some of the others went out to, but then they didn't come back. So it was like Sundew and some of the other dragons that were with them. they went out. I think it was Lynx and I'm not exactly sure who all it was, but they they went out to do reconnaissance, and they didn't seem to come back. So eventually, Luna and Bullfrog, Sky, Ren, and the others, they ended up going somewhere on their own. So yeah. Anyways, eventually they meet Hemlock. They're still in hiding from burning down Bloodworm Hive, and they meet Dusky. Now, Dusky is an orphaned, I want to say Silkwing, and yeah, and Dusky plays a really big role in this book. He's an orphaned Silkwing, and yeah, I think initially Blue was supposed to be named Dusky, but they decided to use Dusky for. They decided to name Blue, and then keep Dusky for this little dragonet. This dragonet takes a shine to Luna and follows her around, and she takes pity on him. And eventually, the humans come and kidnap Dusky, and Luna follows. Eventually, Luna finds herself in the abyss itself, and this abyss is basically this deep hole, and at the bottom is the breath of evil, and it's like everywhere. It's like the computer core of the breath of evil. Um, at the very center is this throne, and there's this human skeleton and also this dragon skeleton sitting on this throne, and then all the breath of evil is like intertwined through the bones. Really, really creepy. But anyways, Luna ends up getting infected by the breath of evil, and is taken to this. I can only say it'd be kind of like a holodeck, I would suppose. You know, like the Star Trek holodeck. You know, kind of like a holographic room, and through it, they're able to tell stories. Now, the human is Copperhead, not to be confused with the Mudwing named Copperhead. That's someone completely different. This is a human named Copperhead, and it's through him that we learn about the scorching, about what caused the scorching, and how Copperhead's greed kind of made the dragons mad, and to the point to where the dragons started really scorching all the human settlements, and the humans had to go into hiding. Now, then there's also a dragon named Lizard. Um, and so yeah, Lizard is always being undermined by Copperhead, not really treated with respect or anything. And so yeah, but through all this, Luna is able to learn about the scorching and about what caused the scorching. And it was basically greed that caused the scorching, because Copperhead was stealing dragon eggs, trying to manipulate and control the dragons that were inside of them. Eventually, he was able to achieve this through the breath of evil. And he's basically the brains behind the breath of evil, the one who is actually controlling Queen Wasp. Anyways, but Lizard also has some influence also. Later, Lizard is renamed Freedom. But anyways, that's something different. Anyways, we find out about the scorching, about all the different exploits that Copperhead did to basically make the dragons mad, and eventually brought about the scorching. I'm not going to go into any great detail about the scorching. If you want to learn about the scorching, you can read the book. But anyways, we also learn, we also see, anyways, that that one of the at least one of the dragons that came over from Puria is now under the control of the breath of evil. So anyways, which one we'll find out soon enough, but Lizard is interested in people's memories because she wants to basically she never really had a chance to grow up or anything like that, so she wants to see other people's memories, other dragons' memories rather. So Luna surrenders her memories to Lizard, and eventually Dusky does too. And she's not really too enthused by those because she always thinks of dragons as being fierce, you know, and stuff like that. And most of the memories are like really mushy and stuff like that. So, anyways, um, we get one of the best scenes in the book eventually when Pineapple is taken over by the Breath of Evil. And Pineapple does give his memories over willingly to Lizard. And it's such a sweet scene. It's when we really find out that Jambu is gay and that Pineapple is basically Jambu's boyfriend. There's this really cute hammock scene. It's just amazing. I'm pretty sure that YouTube probably has the hammock scene somewhere, but it's just so sweet. Jambu really likes to sleep, and so Pineapple was the one that actually went with Glory to the delegation to decide what to do about Pantala, and it's why Pineapple is here now. But we do see a cute little scene between Pineapple and Jambu. And so yeah, amazing. But yeah, Moon uses her mind powers in order to relay the memories of all the other dragons, and eventually, Freedom does see that maybe it's time to bring about an end to the Breath of Evil. So, yeah. First of all, um, there is a fight, you know, between dragons that are basically controlled by the Breath of Evil and the ones that aren't. And so, yeah. Anyways, eventually, Luna is able to find her way to the throne and is able to sever Copperhead's tie to the Breath of Evil. She does this because she thinks that maybe she can save Lizard's life. But Lizard is like, well, no, you probably shouldn't do that because my leaf speak is just going to make it keep growing. So eventually, with a heavy heart, she does also sever Lizard, aka Freedom, from the Breath of Evil. And then she's able to use her Flame Silk to completely purge the Breath of Evil from the area. You know, cut it off at the root. After that, Queen Wasp is overthrown, and everything goes back to normal. There's a new council of Silkwings. Cricket and Blue end up becoming a couple. Swordtail and Luna become a couple. Willow and Sundew become a couple. There's big changes. All the Silkwings are seen as equals. And there's even talk of dragons coming over to Pantala and vice versa. And maybe even having, you know, cross-cultural things going on. So yeah. The only news I've actually heard of Arc 4 is that it will involve Bumblebee, Cliff, Peacemaker, you know, the really, really young dragonettes now. Which is why I think it probably will have something to do with Animus Magic, because the only way for there to be new Animus Magic, with Animus Magic being so broken right now, is that if it's, you know, if it's reintroduced through the youngest generation. But yeah, I'm not sure when Arc 4 is coming out. But yeah. Um, excuse me. Anyways, Dusky finds his mom, um, which is awesome. So he's not an orphan anymore. Um, but yeah, Luna is making murals now with her silk. And Cricket is writing books about the scorching and writing books in general. So everything is working out really, really good. Um, so yeah, everything worked out. Um, but yeah, an amazing book and an amazing arc. I don't know which arc I like the best, but this one is up there. This one had probably more lore than any of the other two, but all the arcs have been really, really good. But anyways, yeah, that is going to do it for this video. If you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I upload. Also, if you want to support me in any way or if you want to join the Discord server, all the information will be in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. You are loved and have a great day.